Welcome back. Now in this video we're going to go over just some basics in terms of writing the sales letter, and what you see here is that there is a Google search, and the Google search that was done was for David Fry 12-step sales letter, and you can find any one of these entries. This sales letter formula was probably written back in the 2000s, and so you can actually look to any of these places to get David Fry's 12-step sales letter. So what you're going to see is that you are going to see that David Fry has a list of things that he is suggesting that you do, and these are going to be the 12 points that you're going to follow in just about any sales letter. So if you look at this outline, this is going to help you to be able to take your concept and then turn it into a sales letter. And so the other thing that you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to go to a site like JVZoo, and you're going to be able to go and find out how you can then look to JVZoo and reverse engineer a sales letter. So let's do that right now. Now what I'm going to do when I get inside of JVZoo is that I am going to start looking for a product that is going to be as close to the one that I want to launch as possible, whether or not it's going to be the actual product itself, or whether or not it's going to be one that is going to be in the same category. For instance, if you are launching a webinar software, then you want to find another webinar software that's going to be similar to yours. And what you're going to do is just take a look at some of the top selling products. When you do that, you're going to go inside here, and for instance, let's go inside this one, and then we're going to take a look, and then we're going to look at the sales page. When we get to the sales page, we're going to actually see, I'm going to stop this from playing right now, and we're going to take a look at how we can actually look to replicate a sales letter that's like this, and then combine elements of copy from David Fry's 12-step sales letter. So one of the first things we're going to do is we are going to go and we're going to take a look to see how they actually created the sales letter. And this is always, you always want to do this. You always want to take a look to find out, what kind of software was used to create it. Sometimes you might even have the same software. So we're going to take a look. We're going to see here. And it looks as if this was not a WordPress theme. This is going to be some kind of software that was actually done, created from HTML, which is fine. But we can actually replicate this in another way. What we're really concerned with right now is we're going to be concerned with a copy. We see that there's a headline, we see there's a video, and then we see that there are some strips and test blocks. But what we want to follow is what's happening in the actual copy and what is convincing to other people, and even sometimes some of the placement of the images. And we can actually do some of the same placement. You'll notice that a lot of this is going to be screenshots. Some of it is going to be images. Some of these are going to be images that were picked up from other places. And these are all things that you're going to be able to do. Right? Some of these were taken from some actual screenshots that were done with the actual product. So once again, these are the three things you're going to need to do. Number one, you're going to make sure to pick up David Fry's 12-step bulletproof sales letter. Number two, you're going to go inside of JVZoo and you're going to take a look to find out what some of the other sales letters are like, what their layout is. And number three, you are going to take a look to find out what they were actually created in. Okay, and then that will give you a head start in terms of creating your own sales letter with your own sales builder software. Now, if you don't have sales builder software, often you can do this if you know some HTML, or you can actually have your sales letter outsourced. But the purpose of looking at this is to know what goes into the copy, first of all, and second of all, then what you are going to do in terms of the layout of your site. And once you've done that, then you will have a good sense for what will work well for your product. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to pick it up where we left off, and we're going to start talking about traffic, how you're going to actually get people to that bonus or landing page using various means. Now, the first thing that really needs to be discussed is having a platform. This is something that will help you to build a traffic base that people are actually coming to satisfy some kind of need for knowledge, and they're coming to you for it. You want to make sure that this is something that you are generating on a regular basis so that your traffic will be continual. Once you have a profitable offer, you want to have people who are coming to your site because they have an interest in something that they're going to get. You use your platform in order to do that. And this could be a blogging platform. It can be a podcasting platform. It can be a video creation platform. Something where people are getting content on a regular basis and they're coming to you for it. Of course, one of the best ways to do that if you don't have a platform, and even one of the ways that you can build your platform, is to use YouTube video. You can optimize YouTube video so that people can find your video in search, click on a link, and then come to your site. Now, they can actually come by clicking on a link inside of your video, which is called an annotation, or they can click on a link that is in your description area. You should probably have a link in both areas. Basically, what you're trying to do is to put videos in places on subjects that people will be interested in order to come to that landing page and then watch your webinar. One of the more popular ways of driving traffic today is using live streaming video. Now, that means you can do a live Facebook video, or you can do a live Periscope video, or some other social media outlet. You can also pretty much use YouTube for live streaming. These are great ways of being able to drive people based on their interaction with you and their desire to hear what you're saying in a live medium. Of course, those videos are always made for recordings. People can actually go back and watch the recording, but the fact of the matter is some people like to watch live video. You can always catch people, and then you'll be able to deliver them to your location. Now, there is no better medium to drive traffic than to have an email marketing list. So you should always be list building. You should always be driving people onto your email marketing list through an opt-in page, or however they become your customers. You want to make sure that you are always building your list. This is the most efficient and effective way of getting traffic to anything that you are doing. Now, some people will use targeted Facebook ads as well as targeted YouTube ads. These are fantastic ways of being able to pay for traffic. So targeting your customer and then paying to actually get them to that landing page is a great way of using your resources and to be able to scale up your efforts. Solo ads are also a way that you can pay someone who has an email marketing list to be advertising for you. So what you're going to do is you're going to place your ad for an opt-in, or you're going to write an email which directs people to get something free or directs people to check out your offer, and you're going to have someone else send out that email to their list. You're going to pay them for that privilege, and this is what a solo ad is. Of course, all of this traffic you want to send to a bonus or landing page so that you can collect leads if they decide not to take you up on your offer. Now, on the landing page, you are going to have what's called an anytime link. And with just about every automated webinar system out there, there is a way for you to click on the link and have your customers start watching a webinar almost instantly. And that is what you are going to want to do. You want to give them some sense of immediate gratification to find out what it is that they're looking for, and for them to be able to watch your video in order to get it, or your webinar. Of course, on the landing page, you are also going to have an exit pop. We've talked about that, so that when people click away, that you're going to see another offer or see an offer to opt in immediately. You will also have your retargeting pixel on your landing page so that you can collect data on what your customer is doing. And basically what you're doing is you're going to make sure that people who leave that landing page, they are going to see an ad to opt in. So when they exit, the exit pop's going to show up. They're going to get an ad to opt in. We are also going to show them an ad on Facebook, so that if they did not take action, that they get a chance to take action another time. We're also going to show them ads on YouTube. So again, what we're doing in this case is we're giving them every opportunity to interact with them, and we want to make sure basically that we are tracking in every situation. We are tracking in terms of Google Analytics. We are tracking with Facebook. We are tracking them in terms of our landing page onto YouTube. We want to make sure that every interaction that we have with our prospect or a customer, that we're tracking them, that we're giving them an opportunity to do business with us. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Hello and welcome. Now in this video, we're going to be discussing part 1, which is turning your purchases into services. Now when you turn your purchases into services, you might want to think about, well, why would we want to do that? Why would we want to take products we've already purchased and turn them into a service? Why would we want to use them in a different way than they were intended? Well, one of the things that a service does is it primes the internet marketing pump. It warms up your PayPal account. What do we mean by that? We mean that it actually gets things going. It gets activity happening in your business. And if you don't have any activity in your business, starting a service can be one of the easiest ways for you to be able to get contact with customers, to get into the internet marketing circle, to start actually doing business with people that eventually maybe you even want to joint venture with. One of the things that starting a service does is it allows you to see a revenue generating operation from the inside. Typically, if you're going to start a service for a particular product, you are going to have to work with that vendor and you're going to actually see how they were able to generate sales, how they were able to do a launch, how they were able to put together what it is that they want to do. It also will allow you to see how they put together their sales page. So it forces you and it will allow you to do a deep dive into another business so that you can create a service based on that business or that product. It also, and we mentioned this just a minute ago, puts you in touch with present and future partners that will know you. So you'll have to do business with the vendors that obviously have the product, and especially if you want them to endorse you, you are going to start to make contact with people that you are going to want to do business with in the future, people that you are going to promote as an affiliate, or people that you want to promote you when you actually release your own product. Doing a service gets you known in the marketplace. So you will then begin to start developing a brand or something that you are known for, something that you have a specialty in, something that you understand. You will then start to become someone who can actually do a particular thing or a particular set of things. It actually puts you in a position to connect people together. So when you're doing a service, you are going to come in contact with many vendors. You're going to come in contact with many affiliates. And you're going to have access to people in different sides of different parts of the internet marketing world. And you're going to be able to bring those people together when you know about something. So you may know that someone's looking for a designer, or you may know that someone's looking for a partner for a particular kind of product. And because you have these different aspects of what you do in a service, you are going to be able to connect those people together. Now, you may be asking, what kind of services can be created from your purchases? When you think about the hardware and physical purchases that you have for your business, you can actually turn those into services that you can offer to other internet marketers or other entrepreneurs. For example, if you have recording equipment, you can turn that into any number of things, but one particular thing that would be of interest to internet marketers is you can turn that into interview services. You can actually interview their customers. You can interview that entrepreneur so that they can have a profile of themselves. So there are lots of things that you can do if you have recording equipment to offer a service to other entrepreneurs. If you have green screen equipment, you can turn that equipment into a video service that you can offer in your local area, or you can also do videos for other marketers. Now, you'll probably find that some people are offering those services on Fiverr. However, you want to offer a premium service to other internet marketers. When you understand what it is that they are trying to do in their business, you can offer that to them. You have screen share software. You can turn that into creative services. You can do videos for other people who want to create courses. You can do tutorials. You can do customer service videos for people who have websites but they want to train their customers. Lots of opportunities for people who have screen share software that they can use in order to create videos and edit them. If you have audio related purchases, you can turn them into voiceover services, which you can again offer to other internet marketers. You can offer to other entrepreneurs. These are fantastic ways for you to be able to monetize your existing purchases and really get them into generating income for you. If you have software and other internet services, there are a range of things that you can do in order to offer different kinds of services. For example, if you have a webinar system, you can turn that into a webinar service. You can actually do webinars for other people. You can actually host summits for other people. There are lots of things that you can do for people who would rather not do webinars, who don't have the time, or who would rather not operate the webinar but have someone working on it with them. You can start setup services. So if you think about people who use WordPress, you can actually set up their WordPress and get them started. People who have different kinds of themes or things like that, you can actually do those things as a setup service. You can actually offer that setup service to the back end of a PLR course. So someone has a PLR product, but they don't want the hassle of having to put it up online. You can actually go to a vendor and allow them to offer your service to their customers to put their websites up. And again, this is going to be the kind of relationship you want to develop with other marketers, because this is going to bring you customers and it is actually going to allow you to be in a central position to connect other people. You can put a setup service at the back end of a new method. So if you have a product or service, you can actually offer this setup service as a premium to what it is that you are actually selling in the marketplace. One of the things, if you know how to rewrite or you know how to write sales copy, you can always rewrite other people's PLR or sales copy. One thing that internet marketers hate to do is to actually set up a brand new membership site. If you understand a particular kind of membership site or a particular kind of software, you can actually be one of the people who set up this site. And again, you can be known to the vendor who actually sells that membership site, or you can actually just be known around the industry as the person who understands how to set up certain kind of membership sites, and you can do a premium service. Lots of ways for you to be able to use your ability and your knowledge of a particular software system. Lots of people do not necessarily want to set up their own retargeting. If you know how to set up retargeting, you can actually do that for other people. Lots of people do not necessarily want to set up their own paid advertising on YouTube or Google. If you know how to do those things, these are things that you can actually offer to other marketers as a service. For your software purchases, you can actually offer training. So there's a particular kind of software package that people are buying, but yet it's a little technical. You can actually sell or offer training. Or you can offer setup services for some of those software purchases. So as you can see, there are lots of different ways for you to be able to take your existing products, turn them into services depending on where the market is and what people really desire. If you think about what kind of things people really don't want to do for themselves when it comes to using some of the equipment and the software purchases that you already have, you can easily turn those into services to be offered in the marketplace. And if you're willing to go even further and contact the vendor, that vendor can actually make you known to their customers. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, when we talk about turning your webinar attendance into products, we want to come to the point where we understand what we can bring to the market that actually solves the problem that we have been discussing, that the webinar is actually highlighting. Now, Dr. Lisa Lang has a theory, and it's called Mafia Offers. And it's about changing what it is that you can actually offer based on what the market is really requiring. So if you understand what the market really wants, what it's looking for in a solution, even if you don't fully offer that, you can actually turn and consider how you can then offer what it is that the market wants to solve the actual problem. So when you consider that, you want to think about, what can you bring? Can you bring experts to the problem? So in other words, do people want to know, do people want expert opinion about how to solve the problem? Do they want a smorgasbord of people and opinions on what they can do to actually undertake a solution? Do they want automation? So can you bring automation to a problem? In other words, do they want to speed up the process? Do they want to make sure that they're able to do more things? Do they want to do more tracking? What can you bring in terms of automation? This is typically going to be the creation of software, the creation of macros, or something that actually speeds up the process and allows the customer not to have to do something that they had to previously do. Is there a workaround? So maybe there's already software in the market and what you're going to be offering is a workaround. Maybe there's another way to think about solving the problem. So think about how you can come and approach the actual solution. Do they want content? In other words, do they want to be able to teach other people or sell to other people? Can you bring content to a situation? We're probably talking about private label rights and PLR and resale rights and master resale rights. Can you bring tools to solve a problem? So can you actually give them solutions in terms of putting things in their hands that are going to be helping them to actually solve the problem? Now, this probably falls into the area of software, but in some cases, you can actually give them tools that'll operate on the website. Sometimes it can be cloud-based. You want to start thinking about, again, how you can give them tools. And maybe these tools actually operate with the software. So again, think about how you fit in to the solution to the problem. Can you bring them instruction? So is there a part of the instruction that is vague, that they are not necessarily getting the full picture that will help them to be successful? Maybe they don't understand why they're doing something. So think about, again, how you can add to the conversation that is actually already happening. Can you add a service? Right? This kind of goes back to the previous module where we talked about being able to add a service. Sometimes what you can do is you can add a service to an actual problem in order to make sure that it gets solved and that you can implement your own solution. Is there a different formula? Is there a different formula that's going to be cheaper for the buyer? Is there a different formula that's going to be easier for the buyer? Is there a different formula that's going to be more effective? So again, you don't necessarily have to mention the other solution, but can you bring something to the market that works totally better because it's based on a totally different approach to solving the actual problem? Now, let's talk about where we're going to announce our launch. So we want to think about talking to the webinar host. So maybe there's a way that the webinar host can actually offer this as an additional solution. Now, in most cases, this is probably not going to necessarily happen, but this can be a fantastic way of being able to be in front of people on a relevant basis. And again, you want to have that conversation anyway. You want to understand what their business model is and how they intend to approach the solution. Sometimes the vendor, if you've got something that's an add-on to what they're doing, this fits into even what we talked about previously in terms of offering a service. You can actually add on and actually enhance the experience of their customers. You can actually introduce your product in a Facebook group. So you want to make sure that this Facebook group, though, is one where that problem is already being experienced. And of course, you want to have the permission of the person who actually runs the group. Multi-level marketing associates often want new solutions. So you can actually offer this inside of multi-level marketing companies where maybe they've got their own proprietary solution, but you can offer a more efficient one. Sometimes you might offer an affiliate commission, but again, it's a way of being able to get in front of people and to get new customers. Of course, you can be inside of LinkedIn groups and any social media groups. You can do it especially inside local meetups where this doesn't necessarily take place, as well as local networking groups. So there are a number of places where you are going to be able to take what you're doing and bring your product to a new audience, to bring your solution to a new audience and offer it in a different way. So think about, once again, how you can bring something different to the market that the market really wants. You want to think about making a mafia offer, which is the offer that cannot be refused, even if you have to change what it is you're doing to be able to offer it. That's really the key to being able to make a mafia offer. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.